Hey po, good afternoon. Why don't we start? So hoping nakikita niyo yung screen ko and pakinig ako. Tama po? Okay. So for today's topic po, we'll be talking about inventory management. So this is very critical kasi we want to have less amount of inventory, but at the same time with that less amount of inventory, we should satisfy customer requirements. Okay, napakahalaga nito inventory management kasi kung tayo as a planner for example ay continuously nagpaplano lang tayo, nagbi-build lang tayo ng stocks, hindi natin tinitingnan yung customer demand, we could end up with so many inventory na ayaw naman natin mangyari kasi ang gusto natin yung cash umiikot. Ayaw natin na yung pera natin, ayan pera, that's inventory, ay nananatili lamang sa planta at hindi nagagamit. Okay? So, as much as we care about every worker in our worldwide supply chain, what we will not do and never has done is stand still or turn a blind eye on the problems or supply chain. On this, you have my word. So that's come from Tim Cook. So we must be open dun sa mga problems na nag-exist sa supply chain and try to solve them. Okay? So ito po yung mga topics na i-cover natin. So one is inventory management, providing you just a concept, paano mag-replenish ng stocks, ano yung concept ng EOQ, paano mag-compute ng SS or safety stocks, how will we manage our inventory, or how will we control our inventory, and in cases of excess and obsolete, how will we dispose those surplus and scrap, and what are the metrics in supply management. So dito po, napakaraming activities natin gagawin. Okay? So pasadahan lang natin. Alam naman natin anong ibig sabihin ng inventory. That's stock on hand at any point in time. That is the stocks that we own at any particular time or any idle resource or of any kind that has potential economic value. So that's inventory. So ito yung analogy for inventory. We have the supply. Ito yung ating mga purchase orders, mga production plan na later on mapuproduce. So pupunta siya dito sa ating uh, plant, and then we have this consumption or the demand rate. So hanggat maaari, makikip lang natin yung right amount of inventory, hindi yung mas marami yung supply kaysa sa demand. So kung mas marami yung supply, mas mabilis yung supply rate kaysa sa demand rate, ano mangyayari? Aawas yung ating tangke. But then kung mas mabilis naman ang demand rate kaysa sa ating supply rate, mag-e-end up tayo na very short or magkakaroon tayo ng shortage of inventory. Okay, so napakahalaga na mabalanse natin yung demand and supply. Okay po? Okay, so why do we need to keep inventory? One is for our protection. Kasi gusto natin ma-meet yung mga customer requirements. Ma-minimize yung ating delays, ma-minimize yung chance or yung ating risk, ma-minimize yung ating mga possible shortages. Okay? And second one, gusto natin, we want to take advantage of the economy of scale. Kasi kung minsan, pag dami na inventory mo or pag dami na mapuproduce mo, pag less ng unit cost niya. Okay? So, to effect lower product cost by realizing savings resulting from longer production run and from purchasing larger quantities per order. So, malinaw naman po to. So, those are the two main purposes of inventories. Now, why do we need inventory? One, to have balance the supply and demand and maprotektahan yung sarili natin against possible line down ni customer natin, line down din nung or any problems nung sa suppliers natin. And then, efficient utilization of buying personnel through large volume buying. So, may iba't ibang klase tayo ng inventories. Pasadahan lang natin ng konti. And, so ayan, fluctuation inventory. So, kung on demand, parang nagsisave ka ng inventory, because you know na fluctuating in demand. And in future demand, for future demand, you are preparing your inventory level in anticipation of high demand, high future requirements, lot size inventory. So, depende to dun sa bulk or sa production runs natin. Transportation inventory, tinatawag tong transit inventory, and hedge inventory. You're just keeping inventory for, let's say, economy of scale or so. Okay? or taking advantage of the pricing. Now, we maintain, alam naman natin, why do we maintain inventory? One, because we want to replenish stocks. Gusto natin ng continuity ng supply. Okay? One, second is to prepare for any unexpected demand, any stock out, or any delays. So that's for the safety stocking. And forward buying, we're stockpiling kasi we know na this supplier, for example, ay unstable or yung supplier natin na ito ay bankrupt na, and as we are looking for new suppliers, binila na natin yung kanilang mga stocks. Okay? So, ganun po yun. Question so far? Wala naman po. Okay? Okay, so effective inventory management process. So again, it boils down to kung ano ba yung objective ng kumpanya. Okay, like for example, kami, ang objective namin is to limit our inventory or to have an inventory at the right level, like 90 days of inventory. Ayan, and with due consideration dun sa mamimit namin yung aming revenue objectives and the likes. Okay, so ito yung traditional inventory categories. Yung in terms of forms, may tinatawag tayong FG, WIP, and raw materials. In terms of function, transit, buffer stocks, seasonal stocks, and the likes. Okay, so ito yan. Hindi ko na i-discuss. Basahin niyo na lang po. Madali na naman po yung differences ng raw, WIP, and finished goods. Okay. Okay, so pag sinabing replenishment, kailangan nating mag-resupply ng stock sa mga regional warehouses natin. Okay, pero ito yun. Daily with exactly the items and quantities sold from the previous day. Ito yung basic concept ng inventory replenishment, but not all the time ay kailangan talaga nating mag-ship or mag-replenish daily. Like for our case, we're doing it weekly, and then with due consideration sa mga transit time. Like for example, transit time for boat shipment that takes 49 days, and then unlike for air shipment, 14 days. So kailangan siya i-consider and when we are doing replenishment plan. Ang kailangan lang dito, continuity ng supply. Whatever is reduced dun sa ating level of inventory dun sa regional warehouses natin, kailangan din nating mariresupply or marireplenish. Okay? So, hindi po yun, ayan, nakalagay dito, 4 truckloads are shipped once or twice a week instead of partial loads daily. Bakit? Kasi nga, ang inventory natin ay, or masyadong magastos kung tayo mag-ship palagi. Or mas malimit na pag-ship. And then, individual SKUs or mga part numbers natin, yung mga materials natin are rounded off to the nearest economical unit shipping quantity, normally on a pallet load. So, kailangan natin kompletuhin yun when we are preparing for a replenishment plan. Example ng replenishment plan ay ito po. So, sabi ko nga sa inyo, we're doing replenishment sa iba't ibang planta. Like, for example, ito. So, we are sending containers, both shipment containers mula Mexico papuntang Netherlands. And then, open natin to. So, ito yung skid. We have 2 containers. Ang aming reserve sa aming 3PL, sa aming forwarder ay 2 40-footer para sa next week, which is week 50. And then, ito po yung aming mga replenishments. Ito yung mga materials namin. So, hold on po. So, ayan. So, nakalagay dito, kailan daw dapat mag-drop yung delivery number, kailan dapat siya pick upin mula dun sa planta, anong product material, product family niya, material number, gaano karaming quantity, and then kung mapapansin nyo, may mga pallet size dito. Ayan. So, for example, ito, isang paleta na yung mabubuo niya. Isang paleta ay 300,000 pieces. So, tingnan natin yung iba. Yan. So, yung iba nito, kung mapapansin nyo, alanganin yung size. Ibig sabihin, i-combine siya with other materials. Okay? Pagsasama-samahin. And then, tingnan nyo to. Kung yung kanina natin ay 300,000 pieces is to 1 paleta. Kung mapapansin nyo to, 2 paleta na kaagad yung 10,500. So, nagva-vary siya sa kung ano yung material, ano yung gaano kalaki yung material na yun para ma-consume yung paleta. Okay? Then nakalagay dito yung reference number, kailan dapat makarating ma-deliver dun sa Netherlands. Okay? So, ito po yung total niya. Kung mapapansin nyo, 80.24, that is, or sorry, ayan, 40.12. So, that is enough for a 40-footer container. Okay, so that 40-footer container contains 6.7 million pieces of materials. So, ganyan kami nag-i-schedule ng aming boat shipments. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo to, anong date lang ngayon? 12/1. Kailangan mag-drop yung DN ngayong araw na ito. Ipipick up siya sa December 8, which is next week. Makakarating siya sa Netherlands ng January. Questions? Questions so far? Wala po. Okay. So, ayan. There should be allowances for the transportation cycle time. So, ito nga po. Yung kailangan i-consider. Ito, nakita nyo naman. Ipipick up siya na December 8. Dadating siya sa January 12. So, kailangan niyang i-consider yung supply lead time and minimum shipping lot sizes. So, imagine, ano mangyayari pag ang ni-request namin container, guys? Dito, sorry, nasa na yung email. Yeah, for example, kung mapapansin nyo, number of skids ay 40. So, sakto lang siya for a 40-footer container. Pero yung isang ito, 30.9, is still 40-footer container pa rin siya nakasakay. Okay? So, posible ito yung kailangan talagang talian to dun sa loob ng container kasi posibleng kumalog siya pag hindi siya natalian ng ayos. Kasi ilalagay siya sa barko, maraming movements. Okay? Questions po? Good? Questions? Anyone? Okay. So, kung walang questions, proceed lang tayo. So, yan. High inventory review frequency. Kailangan natin and kailangan yung inventory information must be accurate. So, kung mapapansin natin, tingnan nyo to. May papakita ko sa yung ilang emails. So, ayan. From Deborah. Ito halimbawa. So, why is it very critical? For example, ito, boat shipment daw po. Ayan, malinaw. May tracking number. Trace natin yung tracking number. So, this was from DSV. Okay. DSV tracking. Okay, so tingnan natin guys kung ano niya yung status nitong material na to or itong shipment namin na to. Okay, so itatype ko lang siya dyan. Nakita nyo, nakabook siya. Binook siya noong October 22. Nakarating siya November 24. And then, na-deliver siya completely with paperworks November 25. Okay, so ito yung mga nangyari sa kanyang shipment. Okay, nag-reserve for booking, gate out, mula sa US, Eagle Pass, nasa US pa to, gate in, dadalhin, ipapasok sa port, kumbaga, or sa terminal. And then, aalis ng terminal, mula Houston, dadalhin siya. Kung mapapansin nyo, ilang araw to, 23 days, sabihin natin ganun, nakaabot siya ng Netherlands. Okay, and then, i-unload yung ating mga containers, i-gate out, lalabas ng gate with customs, and then i-deliver. Okay? So, settled na to. Pero ano ba nangyari dito? Load ganyan daw. We have another overage. Please review and kasi daw may extra box. Ibig sabihin, hindi na-declare siya dun sa ating paperworks. Ano kaya hindi mailagay sa system, maibook sa system itong mga stocks na itong na-deliver. Okay? So, ayan, may mga lote tayong tinatawag. Ngayon, tingnan natin yung mga actions nila. So, ayan, then na-create yung DN, na-completely PGI, and then so on and so forth. Okay? So, yan, kailangan natin, guys, ma-ensure na ang ating inventory information ay timely and accurate. Okay, whatever adjustments yung gagawin, kailangan na-declare ng maayos, na-communicate ng maayos before uploading or before loading the or before booking the items in the system or booking the stocks in the systems. Okay? Questions so far? Wala naman po. So, yan. Marami tayong ways to replenish your inventory. One is through reorder point. For example, ng reorder point ay ito. Simplihan lang natin. For example, may stocks ka. Ayan. Ito yung inventory position mo. Ayan. Ito yung inventory na meron mo ngayon. So, over time, ito po yung time natin nagre-reduce yung ating inventory. Okay? Now, pag umabot dito sa tinatawag nating reorder point, halimbawa 10 pieces na lang, magpe-place ka na ng order para tumaas uli yung ating inventory. Okay? Para hindi siya masyadong bumaba doon. So, may tinatawag tayong reorder point. So, yun yung level na yun. And then, periodic review system, for example, monthly, weekly, so on and so forth, and demand-driven or using just-in-time. Okay. Now, part of our replenishment plan and part of our inventory management is to do some analysis na tinatawag nating ABC analysis, aggregate-based costing. So, ano daw po to? So, this applies Pareto's rule and yan, for focusing attention and applying effort on the area which will give the greatest results. Okay, so ito yan. ABC analysis tries to isolate the vital few inventory of the highest value so that the bulk of the resources can be devoted on controlling them. Ganito kasi, may mga items tayo na masyadong mahal yung consumption or mahal yung usage value niya na kailangan nating i-prioritize. I-prioritize such that kailangan weekly yung ating replenishment sa kanya na hindi dapat tayo nauubusan ng stocks. And meron namang ibang items na okay, mababa yung value nito. Wala akong pakialam sa kung gaano kataas ang inventory level niya. Okay? So, yun po yung purpose ng ABC analysis. Now, ano daw po yung dinidefine na value dito? Value here is not the price or the cost of the item, nor the demand for the item, but it's a combination of the usage value or the usage value that is the best basis for classifying inventory. So, usage value, that is the usage in terms of units and the peso value niya. Okay? So, ito yung kailangan nating tingnan at hindi lang sa usage or gaano kabilis yung kanyang demand consumption or kung magkano yung presyo or yung value ng material na yun. Okay, so ito yung steps for ABC analysis. One is to calculate the annual usage. And ganyan, sundin na lang natin. Ayan, so ito po yung kanyang chart na ginawa. Ito yung common principle or ng ating ABC analysis, but not all the time naman if na-follow to. Nagdidepende pa rin to sa inventory policy ng kumpanya. Okay? So for example, 10%, ayan, 10% of the items, sabihin natin meron tayong 100 items, 100 different materials. So yung 100 or different part numbers. So we expect na 10 part number dun ay papatak as an A item with a usage value na masyadong mataas. Again, this one is cumulative. Cumulative or yung total ng 10 items na yon ay dapat 70% of the total usage value. While B naman po ay 20% of all the items, sabihin natin 20 part numbers, and then that accounts to 20% of the usage value. While yung C item, majority of our materials are considered as C items or as hindi naman ganun kataasan yung kanyang usage value. Okay? No, mas maganda kung gagawin natin siya. But before natin siya gawin, so the idea behind here is to leverage the imbalances of sales. That means that each item must be given the appropriate amount of weight depending on their class. For example, item A, kailangan doon ng strict inventory control and highly secured areas, better forecasting, and then frequent reorders kasi nga masyadong mataas yung usage value, mataas yung consumption din sa kanya. And we should avoid an availability of stock out. Bakit? Kasi nga mataas yung consumption. Kung nagkaroon ng stock out, ibig sabihin, mataas yung chance na mag-line down yung customer. Ibig sabihin, yung attention natin ay nakafocus dapat sa mga items in A. Okay? Hindi ganun kataas yung ating inventory position, pero may ensure natin na malimit yung ating replenishments. Okay? Pag B item naman po, not as important as items in section A or trivial as items in section under C. Ayan. Pag item C naman po, items are manufactured less often, hindi masyadong malimit mina-manufacture. So parang it's okay to keep certain amount of inventory and normally low demand sa kanya. So it's also okay to have a stock outs after each purchase. Ibig sabihin, once na na-consume yung ating inventory, ibig sabihin po, sa halimbawa, may inventory dito na 20 pieces. Once na na-consume siya, naging zero na lang inventory, it is okay to keep it that way, na zero, is zero out. Then pag may pumasok na uling order, saka tayo magpo-produce. Bakit? Kasi parang hindi naman malimit magkaroon ng orders dito sa item C. Okay? So, for one of the many exercises that you'll be doing for today, you can just follow this ABC analysis. Okay? Nasa UB yan naman po siya. Hold on. Yan muna natin. Let me just log in sa UBN. Sana maka-access na ako ngayon. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay na tayo. Okay, and then I'll just give you the exercise. So that is related to inventory management, ABC analysis. Okay, ito po. I-provide ko na po sa inyo ngayon. So just check it. Edit. And then lagyan natin ang deadline that will be on the 7th. Allow late. Okay. Save and then give. Okay. Okay. Wala daw questions. Bakit kaya? Okay. I see. Okay. Save. And then give. I see. Okay, hold on po. Edit lang natin ito ng mabilis. Load it. Okay, so I want you guys to classify or to submit yung ating ito po, to classify ito pong mga items na ito as A, B, or C items. Okay? Okay. Bakit kaya hindi to gumana? Question. Nakalagay siya as quiz type. I see. Paano ko to i-ano? Hindi siya naka-essay type. Okay, okay lang. Ayusin lang po natin ito ng mabilis. Then, punta ako dito. Okay. No choice. Essay dapat siya, hindi siya. Quiz type. ABC analysis. And then allow late. Deadline natin, set natin sa 7th. Okay. And then save ko lang. Okay. Hold on po ha. Napunta siya sa dulo. Okay, kakopy ko lang siya. Okay. So, ito po ang ating gagawin. Then save. Then give. Okay. So, i-reorganize ko lang po siya ng mabilis. Okay, dadalhin ko to dito. Sorry. And then, i-delete ko to. Oh, shit. Okay. Sala ko ng ginawa. Okay, sala. Yun, dapat pala dito. Saglit lang po ha. Kailangan ko lang masettle yun. Okay. Delete items. Saan ka? Na-delete ko po kasi. Okay, may nagkamali lang ako ng view. Saan ko siya titingnan? Saglit lang po ha. At kailangan ko lang i-settle to. Saan yung deleted? Yun, restore. Okay. Tingnan natin kung nandito na. Delete lesson lang dapat. Ayun. Okay. Then, itaas ko siya dito. Ayun. Okay. Okay. So, guys, kindly check po nung ating Ito po, ABC analysis. I'm hoping reflecting na po siya. So you have to classify yung mga materials natin as under ABC by filling up the template na nandito. So yung pong template na yan guys, ay ito rin po. So pakita natin kung paano siya gagawin. So you just need to follow the instructions here na nakalagay. So first step is to do item collection, data collection. So we have 13 part numbers here, and then ito po yung annual quantity use. Ibig sabihin, for the first item, nakabenta siya ng 75 pieces for the whole year. Okay? And then ito yung unit value niya. Okay po. So that's 80 pesos. And then ito naman pong part number 2, 150,000 yung nabenta niya. And then this is just the unit value niya or yung presyo niya. Okay? So nakapag-collecta na tayo ng data. So after that, we have to calculate yung annual usage value and then percentage in the total usage. So paano daw po siyang computed? In annual usage value, you have to multiply the annual usage multiplied by the unit value. Sorry. So I have to change this one. Ayun. So ito po, change na lang po siya. Ayusin nyo lang po. Tanggalin nyo lang po yung mga PHP dyan kasi not all are converted po into pesos. So ayusin nyo lang po. Pag yung case natin kagaya kanina na nag-hashtag value, ibig sabihin po, hindi niya na-detect as a number itong mga items na ito. So that's why I'm cleaning it up. So, ayan. Lagyan natin ng, since nga siya ay pera, so lagyan natin siya ng peso. Okay. So, ayan, may peso na siya. So, ito po yung kanyang annual usage value. Okay? Question so far for the step 2? Wala po. Okay, then ikakalculate daw po natin yung average in total usage. So, ibig sabihin percentage share equal ito divided by the sum of all of them. Or you may just put here sum. Ayan yung sum. Then equal ito divided by ito. Then fix lang natin. And then dalhin lang natin sa percentage. Okay. So that's step 4. Okay. Next, isosort daw po natin from highest percentage yung ating percentage share. So I'll just copy it here. Paste ko dito. Percentage share. Ika-copy ko po. And then ipe-paste ko lang siya as values. And then correct ko lang po yung percentage niya. After nyan, isosort ko daw po siya from the highest to the lowest dollar value. So sort. Hold on. Okay. Ayan. Sort ko lang from largest. Merge cells of the same size. I see. Kasi naka-merge siya dyan. Walang problema. So dadalhin ko na lang siya dito sa tabi. Then isosort ko from largest to smallest. Nakita natin yung sort. And then yun yung ipipaste natin. Okay. Question so far? So ayan, na-sort na natin from highest percentage share to the lowest share. Dapat po ang total niyan is 100%, which is okay. And then i-cumulative daw po natin yung share natin. Equal, so ayan, equal iyan, equal ito, plus iyon. So naka-cumulative dito. Ayan, next lang natin. So ayan, kung mapapansin nyo, 100% nga po. Or kung lalagyan natin ng decimal pa, ayan, kitang-kita nyo naman po yung mga cumulative niya. Okay, so ngayon, items po, dito daw po natin ilalagay. So na-sort na natin from highest percentage to the lowest. Ngayon, ika-categorize na natin siya sa A, B, and C items. Again, if you go back here, meron tayong pinaka-guide dito, nasa 10%, 20%, 70%. But since we're looking for the usage value, 70, 20, 10. So let's use that 70, 20, 10. Okay? 7. Okay? 70, 20. Let's use the 70, 20, 10 ratio. So ibig sabihin, ayan, kung mapapansin nyo dito, so titingnan lang daw po natin yung percentage. So kung mapapansin nyo, ang total nitong dalawa ay 85%. So that is, nag-exceed na dun sa 70%. Walang problema kasi hindi naman po strict yung ating rule na dapat 70%. So ibig sabihin, itong dalawang ito can be classified as A item na. Okay, ilagay natin as green for A items. So ito po ay C6 at saka C5. Okay? Percent of items, so that is 84%. Or ilagay natin, pagplasin na natin yung dalawang iyon, so that is 85%. Okay, sorry, percent of the items, dalawa lang po sila, divided by, ilan po? 13 items. Sorry, mas tama yan. Then percentage usage share, that is equal sa 84%. Okay, questions so far? Nakuha po. Dalawang part numbers lang po yun. And that dalawang part numbers already accumulate to 85% of our total usage value. Questions? Now, for item B naman po. Ngayon, 20% daw po yan. Walang problema kung lalabas ng 20% or so. So, ito gawin natin. Pag masamahin natin sila, siguro okay na hanggang dito. Malayo kasi yung 0% na to eh. And then ito 1%. Wala namang problema doon. So we can group itong tatlong ito. 7, 11, 9, 13. 7, 11, 9, 13. Hindi naman po strict yung ruling nito. Ano? 4 divided by 13. That is 31%. And then ito plus ito plus ito plus ito. So that's already 15% of the total usage value. And then the remainder, ito po, we can group them as the C items. So sila po si 1, 4, 12, 8, 2, 3, and 10. Ilan po sila? 7. So equal 7 over 13. So 54% of the whole items po ay C items. And then yung kanilang percentage or equal sum na lang natin para mas mabilis ay nasa 1% lamang po. So hindi naman talaga strict. Hindi po strict na susundin natin yung 70-20-10. Bakit? Kasi po kayo as planner, kayo po yung gagawa ng ABC analysis. At ito po ay ginagawa nyo para sa sarili ninyo. Okay? So kayo po ang gagawa nito as planner, customer nyo, kayo rin, sarili nyo. Okay? So ginagawa natin to ABC analysis. Bakit? Kasi part yan ng inventory policy ng kumpanya para dito sa action item. So class A po. So tight inventory, strict inventory control. Ano pa yung nakalagay doon? Kailangan may strict inventory control ako dito. And then continuous weekly, sabihin natin weekly replenishment. And then, maya-maya, lalagyan natin yung konsepto, safety stocks of 2 weeks is or are maintained. Maya-maya, pag-uusapan natin what safety stocks is kasi magka-relate po itong ABC at saka safety stocks. Okay, and then for class B items, ano naman po, semi-strict. Sabihin natin semi-strict or sabihin natin good inventory control. And then, sabihin natin weekly replenishment din. And then, safety stocks, 1 week. And then, ito ay build only when there's order. When there's any order. Tapos, no safety stocks. Okay. Questions? So, ito po yung gagawin yung isa. So, that's one of the things na gagawin natin, ABC analysis. Questions po? Questions? Wala. So ngayon, itong binigay ko sa inyo, pang school to. Gawin natin yung tunay na data. So I'll be providing this data sa inyo and you'll also do similarly an ABC analysis. Okay? So dito po sa ginawa ko, kami po as planner, may mga hinahandle kaming linya. So for this case, ito po ay ATO, yung aking linya na to. And then naka-identify po dito yung mga part numbers na extended sa mga planta na to. Okay? So we have China. Ito po yung mga part numbers na extended sa China. Ito yung part numbers na extended din sa China. And then part numbers extended sa China, micro 2, micro 3, another product line. And then, ayan, extended sa Korea, so on and so forth. Okay. Ngayon, guys. Ito yung gagawin. So, nandito po yung aming weekly consumption. So, we have nakabenta kami ng part number na to, 208,000 sa China. Okay, and then so on and so forth. Makikita nyo dito, again, we're looking on the annual consumption. Nasaan ba yun? Nakalagay po dito annual usage. Ibig sabihin for the whole year. Ito weekly, ibig sabihin mula 40 ng 2016 hanggang week 39 ng 2017. Okay? So ito po yung annual usage niya na nakita na po natin. Yung annual consumption niya. Okay? Ngayon, pag kami nag-SS analysis, actually hindi namin tinitingnan talaga yung presyo. Nagdidirekta na kami. For example, ito. Ayan. Kinuha na kaagad namin yung percentage share. And then nagkaroon kami ng accumulative. And then na-identify namin yung ABC analysis given some factor here, some considerations. And then delivery unit, and then ano yung SS na isa-set namin and other data set. Okay? So ganito po yung aming SS analysis na ginagawa. Okay? And then after nyan, sinasummarize lang namin. Ito yung mga SS, ito yung aming suggested na safety stocks, and then so on so forth. Okay? So with that said, syempre, gagawin nyo rin to. Let me just copy here. I'll create a new file. And then product line. Lagay natin yan as product line. And then syempre, i-delete ko to. I-delete ko na rin to. Para masaya. Okay. And then, i-delete ko yung mga blanks natin. Delete, citrus. Okay. So, gagawa po rin kayo ng SS analysis dito using this data. Okay? So, ika-calculate nyo yung unit consumption. Ilalagay ko lang po dito yung unit cost para masanay tayo sa process natin dito. So, lagyan ko lang siya ng mabilis na unit cost. Hold on lang po para tapos na natin yung dataset. So, ilo-look up ko lang siya. Itong part number na to. Oops, dito. I'm expecting kompleto naman siya. Okay. Okay po. So what you have to do, guys, is you have to create an SS analysis only per product line ATO. Okay? ATO lang po yung ating i-calculate na product line. So how can you do that? Ganito po. First, ito yung data natin na kinolect. Nagbura tayo ng ilang items dito. Ngayon, syempre, isa-summarize natin. Okay, ika-copy ko muna to. Tingnan niyo po ha. Kasi kung mapapansin niyo dito, nagdo-duplicate itong part numbers na to. Ayan, ilang beses siya nag-e-exist. So ibig sabihin, kailangan nating pagsamasamahin yung mga values na yan. Kasi nga, niremove ko yung planta. So, pagsasama-samahin natin yung totals na yan. So, papaano daw po? So, ito, kinapi ko ulit. Kinapi ko po ito. Ayan, in-enter ko doon, pinaste ko, nag-add ako, nag-remove ako ng duplicates. So, ni-remove ko po yung mga duplicates. So, kung mapapansin nyo itong part number na yan, itong first part number na to, dapat nag-exist na lang siya in just one line. One line lang po. Okay? Ngayon, i-delete ko lang itong dulo na yun. Ngayon, kailangan nating pagsama-samahin sila. So, or i-totals. Ayan. So, niligay ko lang po dito. So, ang gagawin ko, isa-sum ifs ko. Sa sum ifs ko, ito, comma, ito, i-fix ko, comma, dito. And then, enter. So, kung mapapansin nyo, 1,030,000. Kung babalikan natin dito, yung part number na yun, ito yung part number, dapat ang total niya dito sa week 40 ay 1,030. 1,030. Okay? And then, so on so forth. And then, syempre, ito, i-extend ko siya padulo. Hanggang makaabot dito sa, ayan. So, kung mapapansin nyo, nag-zero. Bakit? Kasi po, ang formula ay nag-move. So, lalagyan natin siya ng konting corrections. Para hindi ito mag-move, lalagyan natin siya ng fixed. And then, tingnan natin. So, 44, 1196. 44, ayun, 1196. So, nagmamatch naman po. Double check pa natin ng isa pa. 39 is 1308. 39 is 1308. So, good. Okay, and then i-extend natin siya sa baba. So, nag-i-exist na po yung mga part numbers natin na to. Okay, pero syempre, po ay ika-copy ko muna kasi ito yung ating exercise. ABC analysis, ATO bulk. Okay. Then, delete ko to. Okay po. So, again, so ito yung gagamitin ko. So, sir, kailangan ko po ba nung ibang lines? Hindi po. Magfo-focus lang po ako sa ATO kasi that's the exercise. Okay, so ito po yung ATO. I-remove ko yung ibang lines. So, ito, di-delete ko. Select ko yun. Then, i-delete ko lang. Then, ito po. So, all in all, I have 57 part numbers or 57 SKU na i-review for SS analysis. Okay? So, unit cost natin, i-look up ko lang po. I-look up ko yung kanyang unit cost. Enter. So, ayan po yung unit cost niya. Ito po yung mga unit cost niya. Okay? Ngayon, ano nga yung first step natin? So, data collection. Okay, I have the data pero ayusin ko lang nito. Annual quantity used. Kailangan ko daw po ng annual quantity used. Okay, so annual quantity used is equal to sum. Hanggang dun. So, ganito po kadami yung nagamit annually or na-consume, nabenta natin annually. Okay, after nyan, meron na ba akong unit value? Meron na. Step 2, annual usage value and percentage share. Okay. Annual usage value. So, ito daw po, i-multiply dito. So, those are in peso or sabihin natin in dollars. And then, okay na tayo dito. percentage share equal ito divided by the sum. I-fix natin. And then magiging na siyang percentage. Okay. Question so far? So that is step 3. Next, step 4 is sort ko daw po siya from highest to lowest. Okay. So iso-sort ko po siya from highest to lowest. So double check lang natin kung nagpapanugma naman yung mga formulas. Good so far? Okay, sir, bakit po ito ay 2.7, ito ay ganyan? So, something is not right. Ibig sabihin, mas maganda kung i-remove natin yung formula para tumugma or nabasa niya ng maayos yung ating mga formula. Saka natin siya iso-sort from largest to lowest. So, kung mapapansin niyo dito, okay na yung kanyang sorting. Question so far. Step 4. Wala po. Okay. Next, step 5 is kunin daw natin yung cumulative share. Okay. Cumulative. And then, i-categorize na natin dito category. Category if that is A, B, or C. So, cumulative ito equal ito plus ito. Ayan. So, gawin natin yung rule na 80, ito kasi ginagamit namin, 80, 15, 5. So, ibig sabihin, 80% ay A item, 50% ay B item, C ay 5%. So, kukunin ko lang dito, 80% hanggang saan yung 80% dito. Kung mapapansin nyo, 79.6, so good na yan. So, hanggang dito, may consider ko siya as A item. Okay? Ngayon, babalik ako dito. So, tumigil ako dito. So, clear sa akin na ito ay mga A items. Ngayon, B item naman. So, ito, back to 0 na lang muna ako para makita ko yung 15%. Hanggang saan ba yung 15? Hanggang dito yung 15. Tigil na tayo siguro sa 14.9. Yeah, walang problema naman dun. So, ito ay mga B items. Questions? Kasi mas close yung 15.9 kaysa sa 15.7 sa 15. Which is, wala namang problema. Pero kung titingnan mo dito sa percent consumption, ang layo ng 1.2 sa 0.7, ibig sabihin, posible na in between dun, nag-exist yung 15%. Okay? And that means yung remaining na to is C items. So kung babalik natin, equal yan. Kung mapapansin nyo yung cumulative hanggang 5.5%, which is good enough for that 5%. And then yun, makaklasify natin easily ano na yung ating mga ABC items. Questions? Questions, guys? So, okay. So again, just follow the video kung nahihirapan po, kung medyo mabilis. So, para ma-visualize nyo ano daw po yung mga part numbers na yan, you may check yung Littlefish website. I think this one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think Littlefish. But wala. Okay, so you may check Littlefish website and then ayun, kita nyo yung part number na yun. So yan po yung mga pinag-uusapan nating fuses. Okay, so isa-search ko lang siya dyan para makita ko kung ano bang itsura ng fuse na ayun. So ito daw po yun or even online. You may just search it online and then ito po siya. Available siya sa DigiKey. Ito, nakikita nyo to siguro sa sasakyan. So yan po yung mga pinag-uusapan natin dito. Okay, questions. So mura lang pala siya 15 pesos sa bagay. Point lang siya. tingnan niyo yung presyo namin dito. That is, asa na yun? $0.02. So, i-convert natin siya times 50. Oh, piso lang. So, ang laki pala ng tubo. Oh, sabagay, may shipping fee pa dito. Shipping cost na kino-consider. So, ayan. So, pinagbebenta nilang 13.58 pero sa amin, piso lang yan. Okay? Questions? So, ito po, yung linya na to, na ATO, yun po yung paplanuhin nyo. So, let me just give you the instruction here. So, I'll just add a new lesson and then add an SC, ABC, analysis, actual data. Let's treat it that way. Allow, and then submit din natin sa 7, and then done, and then do an ABC analysis for ATO bulk product line. Submit in Excel file. So you may work on this online. Wala namang problema using your phone kasi simple lang yung formula. Submit in Excel file. Ayan, and then provide evidence that it is evidence that what you submitted is your work. That what is submitted is your work. So, ibig sabihin po, kailangan ko ng evidence na kayo po yung gumawa noon. So, pwede yung iba gumagawa sana, nagsiselfie, pinapakita yung work nila. So, again, just to provide evidence na kayo po ang gumawa noon. Okay. And then, i-upload ko yung data natin. And data natin is ito. Okay, and then save. Save. So, December 7. And then give. Questions? Questions po about this activity for ABC? Wala naman po. Walang question po dun sa ginawa natin? Yes? Ito? Yes. Yes po. Check na lang po ulit yung ating playlist kung mamimiss kong i-provide. Okay? Any other questions? Yes po. Yes po, cumulative nito. Kung mapapansin mo, 80%. Ito namang 80-15, dito muna tayo mag-start. Ito yung inventory policy ng kumpanya. Or, yeah, sabihin natin ganun. Pero hindi siya necessary na saktong 80-15-5. So ito, kung mapapansin nyo, nung nag-cumulative ako dito, hanggang 79.6. Pero mapapansin nyo, 83.1 yung kasunod. So kung 80 siya, it's up to you kung isasama nyo ba yung 83.1, ikakat doon, or hanggang 79.6 lang. Walang problema. Kasi kayo po yung makikinabang ng ABC analysis. Kayo yung user nito. Okay? Same is true dito. Kung mapapansin nyo, kung extend ko yung 15 point, pwede hanggang 15.7, i-categorize nyo as BI. Sorry, i-categorize nyo as B item. Walang problema dyan. Okay? Ayun o, 15.7. Pag pinag-add mo to lahat, that's 15.7. 15 yung ating B. Okay, okay lang na mag-exceed, okay lang na kulangin, walang problema. Okay po? Yes, yes po. Ito, percentage share. Yes, or, pwede rin naman ito, annual usage. Ganun lang din naman. Pareho lang to at saka ito. Okay? Any more questions? Good? So again, ito, ginagawa talaga namin to sa kumpanya. Actually, nawala na yung ibang email ko dito, pero kung mapapansin natin, ABC SS-SS. Magkasama kasi yan eh. Yung safety stocks analysis at saka yung ABC. So, pakita ko lang sa inyo yung ilang emails namin. And then kung gaano kahalaga yung ABC analysis na yan, sana meron dito. Ayan, ito 2013, tingnan natin kung anong email na to. So long time ago. So, ayan. Ito ba? Ito na lang, tingnan natin. Hindi maganda. Okay. Paano ko ba ipoprove na ginagawa namin ito sa company? Okay. So, ayan. Alam ko na. Hold on po ha. Lalag lang ako sa system namin. Ipapakita ko sa inyo kung saan ba yung ABC na yan. Sige, tampo. Sorry, hindi ko makita ang phone ko. Okay, pakita na sana may wait AI item. Ayan, siguro ayun. Meron dito mga AI items. Sorry. Ito kasi, so once again, ang AI items, yun yung critical sa amin. Kasi pag hindi continuous yung aming replenishment sa kanya, mataas yung risk na mag-line down yung customer namin. Kasi nga, malimit gamitin yung part number na yun. Malinaw? So, meron kami, paano ko, nasan ba yun? Saglit na po ah. Kailangan may pakita sa inyo yung example eh. A-item. Ayun, nakita ko na. Ito. For example, ito. May report kami na ganyan. Yung mga A-items na kailangan namin makita. This was 2013. Napakalumang data. Pero tingnan natin kung ano bang itsura niya. So, ayan. Ito, may mga analysis kami na ganito. And then, ito yung mga part numbers na A-item. Available stocks, kailan yung replenishment. Kumbaga, kailangan namin ma-ensure kasi na may enough stocks kami dun sa mga part numbers na yun. Okay, na A-item. Ayan. Okay? Hanap pa tayo ng mas magandang example, whereas ayan, halimbawa, ito, zero stock inventories for A items. Ibig sabihin, critical na yan. Kasi nga, ayaw namin na mawalan ng stocks yung mga A items. So, that's why, ayan, kailangan siyang i-monitor natin. Okay? Oops, sorry. May iba pa dito eh. Sorry, hindi lang ako makapag-log sa system namin. Pero makikita din malinaw eh kung ano ba yung mga A items na yun. Okay, si item naman po, yun yung mga item na hindi masyadong gumagalaw or okay lang na marami kaming stocks. Kumbaga nun, kasi mababa naman yung consumption, hindi naman palaging may order doon. Anthony. Ito, siguro meron to. Yan. For example, ito. I think you should not worry for that because may mga ganyan. Kailangan makover natin yung mga orders for that one. Okay? Okay. So, questions po about ABC analysis. So, kung kayo planner, kailangan marunong kayo magawa nitong analysis na to. Okay? Walang questions? Good. So, hindi ko siya isa-save. Okay. So, kung walang question, proceed tayo sa next natin. So, yun nga po, yung ABC analysis. Next natin ay, ayan. Okay. Cost in inventory. So, marami tayong cost dito sa inventory. For aside from the inventory mismo, inventory, cost of carrying that inventory, meron din tayo tinatawag na ordering cost and out of stock cost and other capacity associated cost. Okay? So, ito pong EOQ na tinatawag, economic order quantity, is most applicable para sa mga purchase items, mga purchase for resale. Halimbawa, bibili ka ng supply dun sa suppliers mo tapos ipagbebenta mo ulit. So magandang tingnan natin yung economic order quantity. Ano daw po yung economic order quantity? Tinitingnan nito yung balance between inventory carrying cost, between the average inventory, total cost, ordering and carrying cost. So ayan, pasadalan natin. Sa industry naman, hindi ganun kahalaga ito, yung EOQ. Kasi ako, nung nag-calculate ako ng EOQ, maling-mali yung lumalabas sa EOQ. Kasi sa plant, may existing na tayong tinatawag na minimum order quantity na calculated na yun ng product management natin. Halimbawa, sa isang box, ganito dapat yung kasya. So that's the minimum order quantity. Kasi posible na itong EOQ na makompute mo dito may putal na hindi siya fit dun sa isang box. So hindi talaga siya economical kasi nga posible labis, posible kulang. Okay? So, pero tingnan lang natin. So, ito yung formula ng economic order quantity. Q is equal to square root of 2AS divided by R, whereas the Q is the economic order quantity, A is for the purchase annual cost, then S for the setup cost or annual usage cost, and then R for the carrying cost in percent per year. For example, ito yung annual demand natin, 1,200 per unit per year, unit cost 5,000, order cost is 150, carrying cost is equal to 12%. Ano daw po yung EOQ niya? So once again, para mas simple yung formula namin, ginagawa namin, Q asterisk is equal to square root of 2DS over H. Okay, ito po yung ating H, holding cost or carrying cost. Ito po yung ating setup cost or ordering cost, then annual demand stands for D. So is equal to square root of 2, 1,200 times S, setup cost, 150. Ito po yung setup cost. Ito yung cost of buying. Lahat ng cost na generate once na bumili ka ng supply or umorder ka. So that's what is meant by order cost or setup cost. And then H for carrying cost, so 12% of the unit price. So 0.12 multiplied by the 5 pesos. So that results to, ito po, yung kanyang itsura, 775 units. Questions? Questions pa? So once again, ito po yun, yung resulta niya. Questions? Okay, so that's EOQ, economic order quantity. Pero sabi ko nga, posible ito yung box. Itong 775, kaya lang siyang isakay dyan. Ibig sabihin, may mga area dito na may space. So, hindi talaga natin masasabi na economical siya. Kumbaga, parang tinitingnan mo rin yung tinatawag na minimum lot size. Minimum lot size. Ano ba yung kayang i-ship na supplier na puno ito? Ayaw naman natin na uuga-uga yung mga i-ship na suppliers natin. Tama? So, kaya kino-consider natin yung minimum lot size. Okay, how frequent to order? So, order frequency is equal to the annual demand divided by the EOQ. So, 1.54 times in a year or equal sa 8 once in every 8 months, once in every 237 days. Or kumbaga, ito yung day 0. Day 0, dito ka nag-place ng order. Ang next ng replenishment ay sa day 237. next time na mag-order ka ulit ay dito na sa 237. Malinaw po itong order frequency. Okay, next, another one. Let's calculate the EOQ. EOQ is equal to square root of 2 multiplied by 1,200 multiplied by 150 divide, the same lang pala to. 0.12 multiplied by 5. So, ayan. But this time, let's consider yung order quantity naman ay nagva-vary. For example, ano yung average inventory for 100 items? So, balikan natin dito. Average inventory is just the inventory divided by 2 or yung quantity divided by 2. So, fill up lang natin. So, 50, 100, 150, 200, then so on and so forth. Order frequency naman po. So, annual demand using this one. So, divided by the order quantity. Ibig sabihin, 1, 2 divided by 100. So, that's 12. Then so on and so forth. Then, ordering cost is calculated as ito po. Ordering cost is equal to annual demand multiplied by the setup cost divided by the order quantity. Okay, so annual demand, that's 1,200 divide or 1,200 multiply by the setup cost, which is 150 divided by yung quantity na yun na 100. Let's say o-order ka ng 100. And then yung carrying cost naman po is this one is QH. So 100 multiplied by 0.12 multiplied by the price of 5 pesos over 2. So yun naman po yung carrying cost. Ordering cost plus carrying cost, that's the total cost. So again, this is also uploaded sa ating UBN. Ito po siya. Oops, sorry. Hold on po. Ayusin ko lang yung sequence. Okay. So, itong actual data, i-move ko siya dito. Next natin, economic order quantity. So, ayan. I-edit ko na naman to. Sa 7 din po yung deadline. So, save natin. Okay. So, given the following, you have to fill up the table. Okay. Ngayon, syempre, hindi ko siya mai-give yata ulit. Okay, hindi nga mai-give kasi sala ko ng form. Walang problema. I-add ko na lang. SE. Economic order quantity. Allow. Then, okay, given the following, you have to fill up the table below. So, yung table na ito daw po, if you fill up natin, I think it's in here. Yep, ito. Napin ko lang ha, yung maayos. Okay. So, ito daw po yung ating if you fill up. Okay, and then save. Okay, and then give. Okay. So, ito daw po, 12% of the unit cost. So, why don't we try? Sorry, ito na yung gamitin natin. So, ang given natin kanina was ito, 1, 2, 5, 150, and 12. Sorry. Annual demand is, ayusin nga natin. Sulat ko lang dito ha. Annual demand ay 1,200. And then we have the unit price of 5 pesos or unit cost. Then order cost ay 150 pesos. Pesos per order. And then ito ay pesos per unit. Ito ay units per year. And then holding cost ay equals sa 12%. 12% of the unit cost. Okay. So, ito kanina wala to. So, paano daw po natin makakalculate yung mga laman niya sa loob? 1, or yung ating table. Average inventory, it is just the order quantity, yung orderin mo divided by 2. So, in here, we're just validating. What if hindi natin sundin yung economic order quantity? Okay? And magkano kaya yung may incur kong costs? Okay? So, ayan, dinivide ko sa 2. Then, order frequency is equal sa 1,200, which is your demand, divided by the order. So, 12 times in a year. So, 1 time in a year lang. Pag umorder ka ng 1,200, ibig sabihin, isang beses ka lang sa isang taon dapat mag-order. Malinaw? Kung order kang 100 to meet the 1,200 demand, kailangan mo mag-order ng 12 times every month. Sabihin natin ganun. Okay? So, ordering cost, it is equal to the demand, 1,200, times 150, the ordering cost, divided by the quantity. So, ibig sabihin, nag-i-incur ako ng cost na 1,800. Okay, for ordering cost. Next, carrying cost naman po ay equal sa holding costs, which is 0.12 multiply by 5 multiply by the quantity, then divide natin sa 2. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo to guys, pag mas malimit yung aking pag-order, less lang yung aking carrying cost. Pero dahil nga sa malimit akong mag-order, sobrang madaming beses akong mag-order, so mataas yung aking ordering cost kasi nga nagagamit ko ng maayos yung system, gamit na gamit ko yung system. So, may na-incur diyang cost kada transaction na gano'n. Unlike dito, isang beses ka lang mag-order, so maliit nga lang talaga yung ating ordering cost. Kasi isang beses ka lang nag-order eh. Pero, magkikerry tayo ng masyadong malaking amount kasi nga, hinold natin yung stocks. Eh, mula, halimbawa, umorder tayo ng January, hanggang December, andun yung stocks. So, yung pag-hold natin ng stocks, may bayad yan. Okay? Pag-hold natin sa warehouse. So, that includes yung mga tao, binabayaran natin, yung material movement, and yung facilities and the likes. Okay? Now, for the total cost po, isasum lang natin itong dalawa. And then, kung mapapansin nyo, parang mas saan yung pinakatipid tayo? Dito ito po, 465 pesos. Ito so far yung pinakatipid natin. Pinakatipid tayo. Okay, that's 465 pesos. Pero, ano nga yung EOQ natin? Ang EOQ natin is equal to the square root of 2 multiply by the demand divided by the multiply by the setup cost divided by the holding cost na yan. So 775 pieces or sabihin natin 775 pieces. So ibig sabihin, kita nyo to guys. Nakita nyo yun? Sige, lagyan natin ng decimal please. Saan tayo makakamura ng total cost? EOQ. Nagets? Ang pinakamura nating makukuha na cost ay EOQ. At the EOQ of 775 pieces. So, kung order ako 775 pieces, ito yung makukuha kong total cost, 464 pesos. Unlike yung iba na 1,800, 570, so on so forth. Okay? And then kung mapapansin nyo dito sa chart dito. So this yellow one ay yun yung ating total cost. And then ito yung ating orange, yun yung ating ordering cost and then carrying cost. So kung mapapansin nyo, habang dumadami yung order quantity natin, tataas yung kanyang unit o ang ating carrying cost. And then that point in between na yun, itong point na to na nasa gitna, anong value nun? That's the 775. Nakuha? Ito po, yung point na yan, that's the 775. Or that's our economic order quantity. Questions? So ito po, gagawin niyo po, fill upan niyo lang din po itong ginawa natin to. And of course, same thing, you could submit it in an Excel file. Okay? Questions po? Good? Okay. So kung walang question, proceed lang tayo. So ito, pass. Okay. Ito po, fixed order interval. So ito po yung, halimbawa, monthly yung replenishment mo. Okay? Ang problema nga lang, halimbawa, ito yung replenishment natin. Purchase for isa yung ating binili. Ito yung January, order tayo, mataas ang stocks. Posible, come February, mababa na yung ating inventory. Then, order ulit tayo ng ganyan. Then, posible mataas pa yung ating inventory. Umorder ulit tayo. Okay? And then, mababa. And then, posible mag-zero ulit yung ating inventory come June. So, hindi maganda, para sa amin, hindi ganun kaganda yung periodic review. So, or fix yung ating order interval. Sabihin natin monthly or every 6 months may nadating na stocks. Hindi siya ganun kaganda. Kasi parang hindi ka masyadong nagre-respond sa pangangailangan. Okay, sa need. Okay, so ito po yung ating target level, target inventory level. That's equal to the lead time plus the review demand plus the safety stocks. Then we also have visual review system, a variation of cyclical where the inventory level is visually reviewed given a period of time and stop up to max the level. For example, ito yung kahon natin. May certain level dyan of inventory ng kahon. May markings. So pag come next month, so kailangan natin i-max out yung ating stock sa kanya come next month. Okay? Next, fixed order quantity. Ito naman po, yung pare-pareho tayo ng order quantity na piniplace. For example, laging 1,000 pieces, 1,000 next month, 1,000 and then following month. Laging ganun. Okay? Okay, so ito naman po yung ating order point. So, ayan. 2-bin systems naman po involves the storage of goods in 2 bins. One is for working stocks and the other one is for the research stocks. Ito yung concept ng safety stocks natin. So, ayan. Daily usage rate times lead time plus the safety stocks. Okay. So, ano daw po yung safety stocks? Ginagamit natin yung safety stocks for our protection against any risk, any uncertainty. So, kung mapapansin yung ABC item, di ba? Yung kanina nating sample. Saan na yun? Ito po. Not this one. Sorry, ito yata. So, dito may sinasuggest tayong safety stocks na kaagad. Yung safety stocks na to ay depende yan sa rulings natin. For example, for E item, kailangan 6 weeks worth yung safety stocks. Depende yan sa inventory policy. For B item, 3 weeks stocks. C item, no stocks. Ibig sabihin, no safety stocks. Ginagamit namin yan kasi posible magkaroon ng fluctuations on demand. It could be masyadong mataas yung aming nare-receive ng demand as compared sa aming calculated. average. Okay? So, kailangan namin ng protection. So, in case of those surges, before we review again our ABC analysis. Okay, so marami tayong rule of thumb, marami tayong calculation options dito for safety stocks. One is the rule of thumb, kagaya sa amin. Rule of thumb and inventory policy, kagaya sa amin. Ito po, yung aming ginagamit na rule of thumb. Inventory policy, estimation of variability, service level approach, and carrying costs, comparing carrying costs versus stockout costs. So, okay. So, i-revise ko lang po yung ating, not i-revise. I think gawa na lang tayo ng another one, gamit itong data na to. Yes. Okay. Now, focus muna tayo dun sa ating estimation of variability. First one is estimate daw natin yung demand variability, lead time variability, and then saka natin i-compute yung safety stocks based on demand variability and lead time variability. So, let's say for example, you have this monthly requirements. Ito po yung monthly requirements natin, monthly demand. First is you have to compare or to get the average, which is 690, and get the difference between the actual demand and then the average demand. And then yung absolute value natin. Okay? And then kukunin natin yung total niya. Okay. Now, for the average deviation, ika-calculate natin. So that's the summation nito. That's 706 divided by n, which is 12. So that's results as 58.875. So once again, it is the 706.5 divided by 12. So that results to 58.85. So that's the average deviation. Next, for the DVAR natin or demand variability, it is equal to average deviation 58.875 divided by X4, which is 809. 690.25. That results sa demand variability of 0.0853. Okay? Now, consider din natin yung changes sa lead time. So let's say for example, for a certain period, for a certain time, nagkaroon ng 15 yung ating lead time. For a certain time, nagkaroon ng 20 time yung ating lead time. So same thing, ika-calculate natin yung average lead time. Ayan. And then ika-calculate natin yung average deviation. Same thing din po. This one is equal to 14 divided by 6. So that's results sa 2.3. And then 2.33 divided by 16. That's results sa lead time variability. Okay, na 0.565. And then para ma-compute natin yung safety stocks, ayan, so lead time demand is equal to lead time times annual demand. So let's say, for example, you have 16 days times, this is your yearly demand. Okay. And then we have 12 months in a year and 30 days in a month. So that's results a lead time demand of 368.13. Okay. So, paano daw po yun na-calculate? So, lead time, that is that 16. And then annual demand, that is that 8283, yung total demand niya. Okay? And then 12 months in a year and 30 days in a month. So that's results sa, para ma-remove natin yung days. So kung mapapansin nyo to, months, remove ang months, days, remove ang days, year, remove ang days, ang year, tira, units. And then i-multiply natin siya dito sa ating DVAR and then demand variability and lead time variability. So that results as adjusted safety stocks of 85 units. Saan gagamitin? Only. So this one is applicable for one part number only. Ibig sabihin, kung marami tayong part numbers, marami tayong computation for this one, using this one. Okay? So, yung ating nasa exercise dito guys ay the same thing naman po doon. Tingnan ko lang, i-give ko na rin po. Sorry, update ko pa yung iba. So, we have the economic order quantity. Saan siya? Safety stocks computation. So for the safety stocks computation, we'll be doing the ang gagawin po natin ay yung computation using variability for demand and lead time. Okay? Okay. So ito po yung file niya. And then ito po yung monthly data niya. I think nandito. Nope. Hanapin ko lang po kung nasaan ko na ilagay. This is computation. This one is the demand. Oops. And then for the lead time, ito naman po ang ating lead time data. And then i-give ko na po. So question po for this safety stocks computation using demand and lead time variability. Wala po. Ngayon, kung wala pong question, we'll be using this data naman po. So, ito po combination ng ABC analysis at saka nung ating SS analysis. So, let me just get first the data natin. And then, i-convert ko na lang siya ng gawin ko lang po siyang, ito yung ibibigay ko, annual usage. Equal ito times 52. Then, ito yung ibibigay ko sa inyong data for actual data. Okay? So, this time po, calculated na yung ating annual usage. Or siguro, no, meron ba ditong data? And I can see that for kaya bang i-calculate dito yun? Ayan. Siguro hindi ito maganda eh. Sa bagay. Sige, sige. Okay lang. Okay. So, ito po yung ating data naman po. So, this one are actual data ulit po ang aking ibibigay. Okay. So, let's say for example, you have this material. Kung isa-search mo siya sa internet ulit, this item ay ito naman po yung usapan natin. Okay, ganyan naman pong fuses. Or tingnan natin yung iba. Kung pare-pareho ba. Ito. Yan naman po yung ating pag-usapan na part number. Okay, walang photo. Ayan, wala ring photo pero halos magkakahawig naman po ang mga yan eh. Okay. Yan. So, ganun pa rin naman po yung itsura ng mga fuses natin. Ito po yung usapan natin ha. So, this time po, provided na sa inyo yung unit cost and annual usage value. So, what you have to do is once again, first, ABC analysis. And this time, gagamit tayo ng yung ginagawa namin, management policy. So, ito po yung aming management policy. For SS. Ito po ay for safety stocks. Safety stocks computation. And then, ito naman po ang for ABC analysis. Okay? Okay. So, unahin natin ABC, SS analysis. Okay. Okay. So, paano daw po natin yan gagawin? Unahin natin po uli yung usage value. Kasi kakalculate natin yung ABC analysis. Usage value uli natin. So, i-multiply ko yan dyan. And then, sabihin natin naka-dollar siya. So, may usage value na ako. After nyan ay percentage share po ulit. So, equal ito divided by the sum of yan sa kanila lahat. Lagay ko lang percentage. Center ko lang. So, ayan. And then, after nyan ay isosort natin from largest to pinakamababa. And then, magkakaroon na tayo ng cumulative. So, cumulative natin ay ito. Then, dito, A category. Okay? So, yan po yung kanyang cumulative. So, equal ito plus yung that, yung nauna sa kanya. So, once again, 85% daw po ay dapat A item. Okay, 73, 78, 83, ayun, 85. So, ibig sabihin guys, ito yung mga A items natin. Nakuha? And then, mag-start ulit ako dito. Equal. Dyan. Equal ito. Plus, ayun. Balikan natin. Kailangan daw 9%. So, hanapin natin yung 9% hanggang dito. So, ito po yung ating mga B items naman. Okay, and then, ibig sabihin, ito yung ating mga C items. Okay? Ngayon, after nyan daw po, ikakalculate natin ano daw po yung ating safety stocks. So, once again, pag A item daw po, 6 weeks yung usage. So, ganito po ang ginagawa namin. Una, tinitingnan muna natin yung average. Average, sabihin natin weekly demand. So, sa isang taon po, ilan po yung ating weeks? 52 weeks. So, i-divide natin siya ng 52. Sorry, i-divide natin siya ng 52. So, ito po yung kanyang weekly demand. So, mula dito, makakalculate na natin yung 6 weeks. So, safety stocks natin ay equal ito, multiply. So, once again, pag A item, 6 weeks. So, 6. So, ganyan kadami yung ating kung hanggang A items, safety stocks sa kanya in pieces. Okay? Malinaw po so far? Ngayon, 3 weeks naman po yung sa B item, equal ito, multiply by 3. So, hanapin natin kung hanggang saan yung B item. And then, so ayan po. And then, walang SS sa C. So, lagay ko na lang 0 yung SS niya. Ngayon, syempre, putol yung ating value. Alanganin. Kung mapapansin nyo, 7338, ayaw natin yung makita yan sa system. Kailangan nating i-rounded. I-round natin. Rounded. Or i-round off natin. Okay? So, in nearest hundreds. So, ilagay natin dito 100 pieces per box. Ibig sabihin, kailangan naka 100 pieces siya. Naka-round siya sa 100 pieces. Malinaw po. So, equal round ito, comma, magte-testing tayo. Pag ginamit ko yung 1, ayun, nag-round lang siya dun. Hindi pwede. Pag ginamit ko yung 2, okay. Parang walang pagbabago. Pag ginamit ko ay 3 digits, wala rin pagbabago. 4 digits, wala rin. Okay. Bakit hindi siya gumana? Round up na lang tayo. Ayan, comma, 4 digits. Ba't hindi siya nagana? Negative 5. Ayun. Negative 3. Hindi. Negative 2. Ayan. So kung mapapansin nyo, nung niround ko siya sa negative 2, naging 7.4 na siya and therefore divisible na siya sa 100. So na-consider na natin yung 100 pieces per box. Dila na natin pababa. Ayan. So ito po yung ating SS. Pero syempre yung management, hindi lang ito yung ina-ask. Magkano yung value ng ating SS? Ibig sabihin, kailangan kasi i-prepare natin yung inventory. Magkano ba yung value niya? Ayan. Okay. And then summarize natin. Insert, pivot. Okay. And then category, ABC items. Bilangin natin ilang materials ba yun? So we have 33 materials na A, 20 na B, and 237 na C. I-remove ko yung blanks. Okay. And then magkano yung kanyang SS? SS value niya in terms of dollars. Yan po yung ating kailangang i-prepare or sabihin kay management na okay, in order to keep us 6-week worth of stocks for 33 items, we need to invest $36.5 thousand of inventory. Okay? Questions? So, kung kayo, kumbaga, kung isasubmit nyo siya sa management, kagaya ng ginawa ng kasamahan ko dito, meron siyang summary dito. Actually, he compared yung ating suggested SS value versus the current value, and then gaano karami yung kailangang i-add na inventory. Ayan. Questions? So, ang gagawin po ay kagaya nito. Atin lang tanggalin yung ibang values. So, ito po ha, isasubmit natin. Category. Count of material. Count of part numbers na lang. And then, SS value. Okay, so ito po ay isasubmit din natin. So, i-add ko dito. SE. Safety stocks analysis computation using actual data. Allow. And then that will be on the 7th. Then po. Analyze. Develop an ABC SS analysis using the data. Using the data attached file. Using this data na lang. Then provide summary. Okay. And then, i-upload ko yung data natin. Double check ko lang. Sorry, ilagay ko lang yung inventory policy pala. These are your inventory policies. Okay, X ko muna. Management, inventory policies. Policy for ABC items. Okay. Ayan po yung isa natin for ABC item. Then management, inventory policy for safety stocks. Ikakopy ko po ito. Then, ayan, understood na naman po ito, ano? Sana walang problema dito. Hold on. Ayusin ko lang. I-remove ko yun. Ayan, and then safety stocks must be okay. Safety stocks must be divisible by 100 units or 100 units per box. Okay? And then provide a summary for the data na yan. Okay po. So malinaw po ba yung instruction natin? You have to develop an ABC analysis using the data. And data natin is, close ko muna to. Don't save. ABCSS analysis. Ito po yung ating data. Sorry. Ito ay idadrop ko dito. Then save. And then allow late. Okay, save. Questions so far for ABCSS analysis using management inventory policy? Questions po? Questions? Wala? Okay, hold on po. Ayusin lang natin yung mga data natin. Ano? So, actual, okay to. Then, ito, i-delete na natin yung dalawang to para hindi mag-appear sa inyo. Delete. Sorry. Delete. Okay. Questions? Wala? Okay. So, kung walang question, so yun po yung ating safety stocks. Ngayon, what if naman po meron tayong mga kailangang, may mga excess stocks tayo na wala na pong consumption, wala na usage. So, kailangan natin silang i-dispose. So, disposal of company's property which is no longer economically useful in its present condition or form provides a means for increasing cash revenue and then reducing the cost of company's products and conserving raw materials. Okay, so may iba't ibang klase tayong surplus and scrap. One, surplus refers to equipment materials that are in a usable condition but are in excess of the current requirements. So mga sobrang stocks. Scrap naman po, worn out equipments or residue from normal operations, OB items. Ito na po, hindi na po, wala na tayong consumption doon. And then waste, residue of manufacturing process and no residual value and then treated as trash. For example, papers. So yung mga ito, for example nito ay mga metals, mga pipes na pwede pa nating ipagbenta. Okay? Na may value pa rin. And then surplus, labis-labis na stocks, OB items. Ito po yung mga stocks na meron ka pero wala ng consumption sa future. Okay. So, ito naman, mababasa nyo na naman to. Mabilis na naman. Pero the goal here is marami tayong ways to dispose them. One is pwedeng i-provide natin siya gamitin, i-return sa suppliers, ipagbenta sa ibang companies, i-donate, and then i-destroy. Okay, so ito po yan. Okay. Ngayon, syempre may exercise din tayo dun, pero ito po yung example ng report related dun sa mga excess and obsolete na yun. Okay. So, ito. May mga kino-consider kami guys na mga excess and obsolete items, mapa finished goods siya, raw materials, or kahit na anong material type. And then, ito po yung mga binibreak out namin yung reasons. Ito, papagawa ko sa inyo sa next meeting kasi nga sobrang dami na, which is on Friday. We'll meet again on Friday. Ano? And then, negative usage, mga block stocks, walang activities. So, we'll get more details of this report sa Friday. Okay? Bago tayo magbigay ng another activity for this one. Okay? So, next Friday, our goal is inventory management, disposal of excess and obsolete or surplus and scraps. Questions po before we wrap things up? Questions? Wala po. Okay, so kung wala pong question, I think that's all for today. So tomorrow po, we'll talk about facilities management or facilities planning. Okay, same time, 4 p.m. to 7 or 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Okay na siguro yan. And then we'll meet again on either Thursday or on Saturday. Okay po. So salamat guys and have a great day. Paalam po.